I'm the president of the occasional teachers, and we got a few people here, including Elizabeth, teacher local president, and right down here is Dave Maston, who's the vice president of ETFO, who's visiting us today, and we're going around to all the picket sites. So while we're waiting for the next group, I'll just make a couple of announcements. I'll make them again at the end, okay? And so one is, those of you who have skates and feel up to it, this afternoon at 3:30 at the Canal Ritz restaurant, you can join all of us with your skates, and we're doing a solidarity skate with parents and other affiliates. We've invited them too. So hopefully it'll be a good group and we'll have some fun there. So that's one important announcement. And the other announcement is Niagara Falls, Saturday, February 22nd. The Conservative government is going to be welcomed back to work by all labor unions in Ontario, including us. So at 10:30 at the Convention Centre, when they have their Tory convention, we will be there to welcome them back. So if you like sleeping on a bus, you can get on the bus from Ottawa at 3 o'clock a.m. Out in the East End, or 3:20 here. Information is on our websites, so we hope many of you will join us, okay? So it's really great to see all of you here. This is a fantastic turnout. We just came from Confed, great crowd there, great spirit there, and AEFO there joining us. It's fantastic to have them there. So I'm going to turn this over to Elizabeth right now, and then we'll hear from other people too.
So we were actually at Lisa McLeod's.
I'm sorry we're at Confed now. I'm just a little mixed up.
So at Lisa McLeod's we had all of us, ETFO, and we had AEFO, and it was fantastic. I cannot, I'm sure. Lisa McLeod must have heard us, unless of course she wasn't there. So yeah, come on the bus at 3 in the morning. How exciting is that? We're actually counting on our friends in Toronto, the Durham area. I'm sure they're going to be out there in full force. And you know what? We do what we can do. We're here because we are fed up with this government. We're fed up with what they want to do with public education. And what they want to do is they want to gut public education. They want to take away strips. They want to take away money from our kids. For our kids who are most at risk, for our students with special needs, our autism students. They're trying to make cuts on the backs of our students. And that means also on the backs of you, of teachers and educators in the classroom. They want you to figure this out. They want you to deal with the behaviors in the classroom. They don't have a plan. They don't have a plan to deal with violence. They don't know what to do. But you know what? They're just going to say, oh, you know what? Teachers have been doing it. Let them figure it out. That's not okay. It's not okay. We need to have better working conditions, because better working conditions means better learning conditions for our students.
Yes.
We know that class size matters, and guess what? So does Stephen Lecce. He went to a private school. What private school do you know advertised, hey, we've got classes of 35? I have a daughter, she's in grade 7 right now, and she's in a class of over 30. You know what? That's a lot of kids. And who thinks in full day kindergarten a class of 29 is reasonable, for goodness sake? I was a kindergarten teacher. I've taught lots of different grades, and I can tell you 29 is a lot of children in the classroom. We have a lot of needs. So class size absolutely matters. And you're right, we need a fair deal for elementary teachers and our students. We can't do more with less. No cuts to education. I'm here today. I want to introduce you to someone from ETFO from Toronto. His name is David Maston. He is a vice president at ETFO, and he is here to bring greetings from Toronto. Dave, come on up.
Wow, Ottawa Carleton, I said Owecta, what the heck was that? Don't tell our colleagues from Owecta. Anyway, Ottawa Carleton, so amazing to be here. The energy, the spirit, the collegiality, the solidarity on the line is absolutely overwhelming. I've had the opportunity in my role to crisscross the province. Thunder Bay one day, North Bay the next day, Windsor, Kingston, all across the province, and walking the line with colleagues that are just like you for exactly the same reasons. And on every street that we walk, we hear the same thing. We see the same thing. Honks of horns, thumbs up, we're with you. Stay strong, fight this government, because the things that you're fighting for are the same things that matter to the people out in the communities that we're working with. This is not about compensation. You're going to hear that. Thank you so much. You're hearing that from the Lying Leche. Would you stop honking? Let me talk. This is amazing. How many people in this crowd were walking the line in 1997 during Bill 160?
Yes.
Have a look around. There's not many of us left. Thank you to all those people that did that, because those people, the people in 1983, the people in 1971, those teachers on the line that fought for things like our pension plan, that fought for things like prep time, that fought for things like a cap on supervision. These things are the things that we enjoy in our classes right now, that make our job livable, that allow us to do the great things that we do in front of our students. We have the best education system in the world, and it's not because we have great governments funding it appropriately. It's because of what you do day in and day out in your classrooms. And you all need to be incredibly proud of that. And sometimes the public doesn't appreciate us. Since 1997, Mike Harris and Conservatives have waged a war on public educators. And part of the war was to demoralize you as professionals. But what we're seeing right now is a revolutionary change. I've walked a lot of picket lines and a lot of strike actions, and I've never seen the kind of support like we're seeing right now. That tells you they're with you, they hear your voice. The solidarity and the size of this group on the street right now is a message in and of itself. So don't give up. I use this expression on the other line. Wrap your arm around the person beside you and tell them, when you're feeling down, I'm going to lift you up, because this is a struggle. There, you take the time, wrap your arms around, that's good. This is not an easy fight, and I'm going to be really serious for a minute. This is not an easy fight, and according to what we're seeing from this government, it's not going to end quickly unless we give up. And I know there's not a person in this crowd that wants us to give up. So if we're not going to give up, we've got to be prepared for the long haul. And I'm going to tell you, the executive met yesterday, and we talked about the long haul, and we talked about whether you can survive the long haul. So we know this is hard on you. We know it's hard on your families and paying bills. And so all I can say to you is, we've heard that message loud and clear, and we're going to try to make this struggle something that you can sustain and that you can see right through to the end. So I can't give you details on this, of course, but hang in there, be patient, know that this is a long fight, but the fight is worth fighting. You are an amazing group. Thank you to your leaders, Dave and Elizabeth. My apologies, Elizabeth. There's my hug for Elizabeth. They're doing an amazing job. I've never seen a more organized strike line. It's absolutely crazy. So well done. Thank you. I'm going to hand this mic over. I'm done. Thank you, David. So yeah, we could have done a token walkout one day just to show our displeasure with the government's plan and then go back to work and try and make it happen for the kids. But that's not what we're doing. As Dave said, this is long haul. So the good news, I think, for everybody is that we only have one day on the line next week. And the really good news is we're not there by ourselves. All the other affiliates will be there. It's going to be awesome. Like the motivation and the feeling over at Lisa McLeod's office. I've never felt so good at a Tory office before. Okay, it was fantastic. And we'll hear news next week about the plan going forward. But I think you should all look forward to next Friday. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, over to Elizabeth.
You're going to announce the skating.
Oh, just the reminder again, Canal Ritz, 3:30, bring your skates. You know, if you don't have skates, you can walk. And there is a restaurant, I think it's licensed. So, don't spread that around. But I hope we see lots of you there. It'll be great. And don't forget, if you can give up a Saturday, February 22nd, we need you on that bus. So get a couple of people to go with you. Those are fantastic. You know, I came to the Federation office in 1997 when they needed somebody extra in there all fall to organize buses to go to places like North Bay, Toronto, Hamilton. When we went to Hamilton, we took 22 buses and there were 100,000 people there at that Tory convention. It is awesome. So if you can join us on that, you'll remember it the rest of your life. It is fantastic. So I hope you can come. Okay, those are the two things coming up, but look forward to next Friday.
Where are we going to be next Friday?
We don't know yet, so we're going to be talking about it tomorrow with the other affiliates. We're going to gather with the other unions and talk about where we're going to be. Okay? And yeah, 97, I was on a bus. I was on from London, Ontario, though, to Hamilton. And like my colleague over here, I was only 12. But it was a fantastic experience. So you know what, folks? What we're going to do now is something called Walking with OCO to Dave. And we've got Stephen over here on the drums. He's going to start off at the front here, and we're going to ask you to join the Daves and walk with us. And I think it's going viral on Twitter, perhaps. Anyway, thank you so much. It's so great to see everyone.